Hi, in this video, we're going to be going over the Excel version of the MVP 2024 Rotation Builder. I've gone ahead and opened up the Excel document as well as my Outlook account, and I'm going to begin by providing a brief overview of the Rotation Builder itself. Starting from the Rotation Builder Home tab, you'll notice in column B there are several placeholder cells that say Enter Zone Name. This is where you'll put the direct information for your zoning that makes up your territory. It's super duper important that you only update your zone names here in this section. I'm going to slide over to the January month sheet super duper quick, and you can see here in this column that it still says enter zone name. However, if I update these zones in the Rotation Builder home, Baltimore County, Annapolis, and Ocean City. You'll see that if we head back over to the month sheet for January after having updated those zone names, that they have automatically populated in. Continuing with the Rotation Builder home, you'll see that each column provides a count for how many days you spent in each zone. And on the far right-hand side, there's a column that gives you an overview for the entire year. That way you can ensure that you're dividing your time wisely amongst your territory. Next, we're going to head over to one of the month sheets for January, and all of the month sheets are functionally the same. So in the top left-hand corner, you can see that there's been an image of the calendar for that month provided for your convenience. There's also a row of the days with their corresponding weekdays annotated above. I've pre-populated this rotation builder with some placeholder data for both January and February for the purposes of this demonstration. And you can see that all I've done is simply gone through and checked the checkboxes for dates that I will be in that particular zone. You can also see, if you look at column C, that I have both Baltimore and office day selected. So this rotation builder does allow for overlap so that you can give an accurate representation of where you will be at any given point. And for February, we have much the same as for all the other month sheets, a preview calendar, annotated days, and the checkbox selection system. All right, so now let's discuss getting this data out of the rotation builder and into your calendar. Before we do that, I want to just discuss some issues that you may have when opening this document. You may find up at the top that it has an error about it not running macros. So to enable macros on this document, you will go up into File, down to Options, and then we're going to go into our Trust Center, and then we will open the Trust Center settings. On the left-hand control panel for the Trust Center, you're going to want to head into macro settings and make sure that VBA macros are enabled. Additionally, when you've downloaded this document, I would recommend moving it from your downloads folder into a trusted location on your computer, such as your documents folder, maybe in a subfolder of its own. And then you'll come over to the trusted locations tab and you'll add a new location. It's going to open up a prompt like this, and you'll just select to browse. And then you'll locate the folder, for example, just documents. And if you have your rotation builder stored in here, you would either select just this folder or the direct folder that the rotation builder is placed in. I've already enabled the macros fully, so I don't need to do that. But if you have any issues, please reach out. We're always happy to help. Once you've added the trusted location and enabled the VBA macros, you will probably have to close out the document and reopen it. And once you've done that, we can come back to the Rotation Builder home. And the first option I want to show you is the Outlook export. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little button that says Outlook export. When I click this, it's going to run the macro, and it's going to scan through each sheet, collect the event data, and then it's going to publish it directly to the Outlook calendar that is currently signed into the computer. If you're using a company-owned device, that means you will have to run this macro on that device, or on a personal computer. If you are able, you'll need to sign into Outlook onto your work account. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click the Outlook Export button, and you'll see that it pops up just some very odd cells. That just means that the script is functioning. Once it's finished, it will shunt you back to December as it just did to me. But once it's done that, that does mean that it is finished. So I'm going to head over to my Outlook calendar, and you can see that it has populated with all of my event data for January and February. You'll also notice that there's an other Outlook calendar export. If you're not able to access this on your company provided device, or you use a calendar management program that is not Outlook, this button will generate an ICS file that contains all of your event data for you to easily import. And I'll show you how that's done. You can see that I've gone ahead and cleared out the event data on my Outlook calendar. And now I'm going to come down and click my other calendar export button. Just like with the Outlook export, it'll create this data sheet, and then it'll provide you a prompt to save your iCalendar file to or your .ics file. By default, it's named calendar events. If you would like, you can absolutely rename it. So I will rename this MVP 2024 Rotation Builder. And then that has saved to my computer. Next, I'm going to head over to Outlook to show you how to import an ICS file into Outlook. From your file ribbon, you're going to go into File, Open and Export, Import Export, and then it's going to prop up the Import and Export wizard. You're going to choose the option to import an iCalendar.ics file, and then you'll select Next. Then it's going to provide a file explorer for you to locate the ICS file that you want to import the events from. I'm going to head into my downloads, and I'm going to select that MVP 2024 Rotation Builder ICS that we just made. Then it's going to ask if you would like to open this calendar as a new calendar or import its items into your existing calendar. I want this to port into my existing calendar, so I'm going to select the import option. You can see it takes a second to import the events, and then after that, I have a full population of events on my calendar. And with that, that is covered how the MVP 2024 Rotation Builder works. If you have any further questions or issues, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so very much, and bye-bye.